But that same military rule says obey the last order, and that young man has been given an order.
Legal.
Sorry?
That order has to be legal. He cannot obey an order to assassinate the president or to go and rape someone or to go and do whatever, to strip naked. It has to be a legal order.
Okay.
So there has to be a legality to that order. Now, the military officer can be deployed to defend a public property. It can be deployed to defend Wike's office. That is public property. That is the property of the federal government. But the only person that stands to be armed in that particular exchange was the retired admiral who seemed to be gambling his military authority in that situation by putting a young boy into that scenario. So it is about the legality of the order. So that is why, I am happy that you mentioned it earlier that the federal government has ordered a probe, because the Minister of Defense said that they are going to defend him. So that means they have to defend the legality of the order. So they have to let us know the chain of command, because the president is the only one that can order the military into anything. And in a country whereby we are having an let's hope it doesn't happen. Trump said he's going to come to our country. We have people being killed in the Middle Belt. We have terrorism going on in the Northeast, kidnapping all around. We are deploying a member of the military being paid by the taxpayers to defend the land of a man who is now a civilian in contravention of the authority of the Federal Capital Territory. Is that what we want to turn the country into, a land of lawlessness where the military is above the law? I have so many experiences with the military and with illegal order, and I'll tell you a story. This story it was experienced by myself, a friend of mine, Danny Young, and Danny Shitu. Yes, the player, that defender that played for Nigeria. We were in the hotel, and a soldier just came back from Sambisa Forest. We said he should come and hang out with us. While seated, a man walked in, called the soldier to come over, and said that he is a general, that the soldier should give up his seat for his girlfriend. And this boy got so irate, threw a lot of tantrums, which we even felt was excessive. But guess what? At the end of the day, that boy was arrested. They caused a lot of traffic on the exits from a hotel that we were able scared, we were trembling, we were almost peeing in our pants. And then that boy got arrested for 6 months. Nobody knew where he was. Even when he was able to sneak to text us, it was like trying to help us, tell us to help him announce what was being done to him. This telling that boy to give up his seat for his girlfriend is an illegal order. He didn't have a right to uphold it. But guess what? He was punished and nobody did anything. Even though the Armed Forces Act and the military rule is against that. The laws are in the book. It is not about the opinion of the Minister of Defense or the opinion of the Chief of Army Staff or the opinion of the retired admiral. It is in the books. They have written it down that everybody has to play by it. So when we talk about this thing, we have to look at it in that particular term, not even in the country where we are having rumors about coup or no coup. Nobody knows what's right. We have to look at it in these very clear terms and understand that the military man is a civilian first. And according to his code of conduct and his rule of engagement, he has to obey all laws, including that of the Nigerian Republic. A military man cannot run a red light and expect not to be stopped. There was even a case in the United States where a military man in uniform coming from his deployment was stopped and peppered straight and even abused by the police. That was very big, a black guy, that was a racial thing.
Dr. Marindoti, if I may come in here now, you raised quite a number of issues against the military. And in fact, I think a few days ago, whilst this brouhaha of what happened with the minister was online, another video surfaced where 2 military officers were, beating up a civilian for very flimsy reasons, And so I understand what you're saying, and which is what we're also still grappling as a country, to bring some level of civility within our uniform agencies. But based on what happened here, can we give, an objective analysis of what transpired between the minister and this officer, and how could it have been handled in a much more better way than what we saw?
the only way it could have been handled in a much more better way was that when the members of the first FCT authority came to serve him his papers, he should duly accept that paper. And as a law-abiding citizen, that Admiral Gambo was supposed to have been gone to court to defend his rights or send a plea and try to negotiate. Because we have a judicial system that is supposed to, a land dispute is, unless a fraud has been committed, is completely civil. It is not a criminal case. Even the police should not be involved. You take your lawyer and you go to court. When the moment they refused to act that way, Nyesom Wike, in my own estimation, probably felt he needed to take the extraordinary decision of going there to confront and bringing the camera, because he knows he will get the news and he will get Nigerians talking. So the fact that Nigerians, some who probably have developed some form of retrograde amnesia about the military rule in the 90s, maybe they are seeming so romantic about this guy who is standing there. And you know one thing? That was a complete Kalakuta show. And in that song, one of the first lines that fella said was that, look at the man in the waka, hungry, they run for his face. That guy does not even recognize that he is also a victim of a defective system. Can your boss in TVC tell you to go and be a bodyguard for his son because you are strong? Can your boss tell you to go and cook him ofe and salah or sweep his room?
Absolutely not.
That's it. You said you write a lot. Can your boss tell you to go and help him write something without paying you? So how come we allow people to this guy was employed by the Nigerian government, and we are allowing him to be deployed for the private need of a man, a civilian. Even if he was the chief of military chief of army staff, he still does not have the right to deploy him on private things. You will know that boy probably washes his car and probably sweeps his room and probably washes his clothes for him. It is wrong. That boy is also a victim of an oppressive system whereby his boss, just like they did to Bayo, the guy that I was talking about in the hotel, was trying to oppress him. The fact that he was there in the first place was oppression. Before we even get to the point of causing fracas. And that is why the president has to take a stand. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He has to ensure that the military knows that the civilians are the ones in control of the military. This is a constitutional republic. We are not going back to the days of military rule, where the military stands there as law. I remember as a 7-year-old boy, when we were going, the military were supposed to go straight. The military wanted us to turn away from them and make a U-turn and turn back on the road that we were going. My uncle did not know, just drove straight. They cocked their gun. I was 7 years old with my 20-month-old junior sister in the car. They cocked their gun at us. We drove back. They took my uncle into the governor's house in Ondo State. They beat him bloody. I was there with my eyes. I took a picture that day. If I look at that picture, I can see the trauma in my 20-month-old sister's eyes. The picture still exists till today. They oppress us all the time.